Hey, what is up everybody? How's it going? It's Jimmy with Switcher Studio. Normally we are not doing too many live videos on YouTube, but somebody in the comments on YouTube said the other day, I don't ever see you doing YouTube, let's see what happens. So here's me showing you what happens when we do live video to YouTube. If you're not normally watching our show, which I don't know why you'd be watching live if you weren't already subscribed to us, but please definitely think about subscribing to our YouTube channel if you're not already. We really appreciate that. I have a goal that I'm gonna fall short of probably to get 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So I've only got a few more hours left of that. Hey, let's see what happens, right? But once again, hey, my name is Jimmy. I'm a Switcher. And today I wanna talk about what you need to do to set up a Skype interview and bring that into Switcher Studio. And you may have noticed at the beginning of this video, we've got some music, and that's related to one of the main things that you need if we're gonna do a Skype interview or bring in something that's from a computer and bring that into Switcher, and that's gonna be to connect the audio. Also, we're gonna need to use SwitcherCast to get what's on the screen over, and then we have to run a couple different things through a mixer, which I'll talk about. But the really awesome thing is I think we found a solution for all of this that's really gonna save you a lot of time. It's gonna save you from a bunch of headaches trying to figure out where things need to be plugged in. But either way, I'm gonna show you how to do a guest interview with Skype. I'm gonna call Mark, who's in Seattle. I'm right here in Kentucky right now. Yeah, we're gonna call in with Skype, and then after that, we're actually gonna do a sneak preview of Video Chat, the new feature that we're gonna be releasing later on this week. And really, hopefully you'll get to see how much easier Video Chat really is compared to something like having to connect this extra mixer and run these different cables, and I've got a lot of stuff going on. So let's get into it. Let's set this up. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to need to have an audio mixer. So if we look over here, what I've got set up for my setup here is, of course, I've got the screen here, I've got some music, but I've got my mixer here. This is a Tascam DR70D. And what this has is 4 individual inputs on it. And it allows you to, let me get a little bit closer, I can't go too far, but it allows you to connect up to 4 channels over here. And what I've got is a microphone that I'm wearing right here. I've actually got 2 on just in case I wanted to show this other setup. So that's going in, and that's this blue kind of plug that's coming out right over here. So there we are. So that's this blue plug here. And then on the second input, I've got this cable. So let's talk about this cable. This one is going into it's a combo jack. It's a TRS 1/4 inch jack on there. So I've got that going into the second input on here. You can see that in the corner of your screen. That cable is going over here, and that's right here actually. So this cable is coming out of my computer, okay? And then it's going into this mixer here. So this is how I'm able to get sound that's coming from the computer into the mixer, and that's how I'm able to let you all hear this. So just like if I wanted you all to hear this song, I can press play on it here and I can give it a little juice. Okay, so now you should be able to hear that music playing in the background. I'm gonna turn that down now. So now it should be gone. So that's one of the first steps, and really even unrelated to Skype. If you want to get audio from another device into Switcher, you're just going to need to run it into a mixer or something like this first, because this is going to make a huge difference. Let me quickly talk about something important that you can easily overlook. You always want to try to monitor what you're listening to. So I've got this headphone jack that's coming off of here, and I've got some just regular Apple headphones connected. And what I noticed when I was setting this up earlier is I had a big issue with the way that something was working, and I just couldn't, it wasn't sounding right, and I couldn't understand why, and I finally got around to figuring it out. So what happens in a line level input, like something like this, is it actually takes an input like this, this is what a lot of people would call a stereo 1/4 inch adapter. And what happens in a line level situation is it actually takes the tip and the ring and it inverts one of them. And whenever you have two signals where one's going positive and the other one's going negative because it's been flipped over, they will cancel each other out. So you'll get a wave that looks like nothing. In fact, I can kind of demonstrate that same thing right now real quick if you want to hear the difference. If I use this adapter that we're all used to, we're thinking, yeah, this is it. I've got 3 conductors here. I've got 2 here. I should probably plug those in. This will sound fine, right? Well, if I play that opening track now, you might notice that it's actually got some kind of like artifact-y sound to it. It doesn't really sound that great. It's kind of strange. It's shallow and hollow. And also, if I go into my preferences, I've got my computer open here. There's actually a preference you can set up in your accessibility tab to play the stereo audio as mono. Well, this would kill the audio completely. So the problem is it's that second channel getting inverted and it'll completely cancel your sound out if you do that. And if it's not set to mono, you'll get this sort of really hollow sounding, like every time the kick hits you can't really hear it. So what you need to do instead is consider just getting, here I'll take this out, get this adapter that will convert everything to mono for you. So now instead of doing this stereo, forget about that, we got this one which turns it into mono. That way there's not a second signal that gets flipped over. It's just not gonna cancel anything out. So get that plug there. I've got that in my mixer, and now I can set this to stereo or mono. It doesn't really matter now. I would just go ahead and say mono anyway, just to ensure that you're getting it set up the right way. And then, yeah, basically you can just turn the music up from there. So anyhow, so that should sound better without any issues. All right, so anyhow, that out of the way. That's how you get audio in from a second source if you're trying to get something from a computer. So let's turn that completely off. So now let's go look at Skype. So what I've got here is I've got Mark here. I'm gonna call Mark in real quick just so we can see what this audio setup, what this is gonna sound like when I'm trying to talk to Mark. So you've got the audio routed in, so let's just give him a call here. I've got it set up on the screen, so I've got it going, and let's give Mark a call. So hopefully it's ringing right now. So I see Mark, but I can't hear anything. Why can't I hear anything? Oh, here's why I can't hear anything. This is one of the biggest problems when you're trying to do Skype. Hold on. Mark? Are you there? Where are we at, Mark?
Hold on 1 second. My audio is set.
See, I've got too many things going on. It's so hard to keep track of all this stuff. Are you there?
Yeah, do you got me?
Yeah, I think I do. I'm trying to get enough volume, so why don't you go ahead and say something there.
Hello.
Cool.
Hello.
So we've got Mark in. But I don't see your camera right now, Mark.
There we go.
Hey, there's Mark. So now I've got, there we go, full screen. I've got Mark. So this is what we're typically used to. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. Last day of the year, man.
Yeah, it is. This is it. We're almost there. So
Woohoo.
This is what you're in Seattle right now. I'm in Kentucky. So here, I'll just combine so we got both on the screen. And this is what you're going to get if you try to do a Skype call, basically, is I've got a side-by-side, but really the problem here, I mean, it's not a problem, but there's all this extra distracting stuff on the screen that it's unnecessary. Like for people watching the video, why do you need to see this microphone button and this camera and the hang up? Like, I kind of wish that my audience, I wish you all could just see Mark, you know? And honestly, like when we started the call, I had to think about my audio. I had to think, okay, where's the sound coming? So it's going from this connector over here, and it's going out, and then I'm going into 2. But I couldn't hear Mark at first because I forgot I turned it down because I've got music playing over here. So I had to turn that back on, and then Mark, this is a nightmare to do this. I mean, if anybody saw in the enthusiast group earlier, I posted that adapter. Trying to get this video together to make sure I demonstrated it properly was a nightmare, and I consider myself an expert, you know?
Not to mention, you really can't see it because of the background, but Skype puts their logo, so they actually brand your video player. If you move a little bit to your right, Jimmy, sorry, your other, you can actually it shows up in the bottom. If you're looking at the screen, it shows up in the bottom left-hand corner. So you'd actually have to put something dark, behind it to see it, but it's a transparent logo. Skype has their logo on there. It's branded with their stuff. Whenever you're using a third-party system, it just introduces additional challenges.
Yeah, I'm looking for a way to do like full screen, but it's like I can't really figure out. I don't remember how. There's snapshot. I don't want a snapshot. There's these like buttons and stuff. I wish that would go away. It won't go away. There it goes. Okay, finally got it to go away. But so there's just these extra elements that I don't think we really need on the screen. It's just extra stuff. And not to mention there's this whole I've got to set this up to make this work. It's kind of annoying. Now it's cool to have music in my production. I like to have that option. But the other problem now is if I want to go look at my music and change something, I can't play music during this because now you all can't see Mark. Mark goes into the smaller screen. It's like my computer is completely ruined. I can only use this to do this Skype call. You know what I mean? And now also too, it's like I'm battling between the volume of the music. If I wanted to play this music again and you wanted to talk, Mark, try to say something.
Hello.
Yeah, your voice is just drowned out. I can't control the level of my music and talk. It's kind of a chore, but it works, right? We've got, here, let me get you full screen again. So it works, right? It works, but there's got to be a better way, Mark.
There's got to be a better way. Not everyone has the audio expertise that you have. So someone like yourself, if it's a little bit cumbersome, to you, right, you're going to have to multiply that times 10 for me, because that's what it's going to be like for me to have to figure out how to get the audio out back into my, my iPad or iPhone, whatever I'm using for Switcher. If only there was some sort of built-in solution that that you didn't have to do something like this.
What are we going to do, Mark? I mean, maybe we should just tell them that we figured out a better way of doing this, right? Ultimately,
should we let the proverbial cat out of the bag?
We should let the cat out of the bag. So we are actually going to do. It's not really that much of a secret. I did say I'm going to do a sneak preview of video chat. So I had to search for Mark's name to find where he is on Skype. I think I clicked on the wrong Mark the first time until I was like, oh wait, this is the right one. Luckily his picture was there. We've got a new feature with Switcher Studio for users on the professional plan that's going to make this whole bringing in a remote, bringing in an interview, another guest from a different location, bringing them in. It's going to be a lot more simple. So I'm going to hang up with you on Skype real quick, and I'm going to go into the dashboard. I'm going to go get a link, and I'm going to send you the link using Slack or something. I'll send that to you in a minute. And then I'm going to try to show everybody how easy it is. We can do this video chat setup, and we don't even really need this extra box on the side. In fact, I'll unplug it, so I'm not doing any crazy tricks. And we'll just show how much easier we've made this whole guest interview setup using video chat. So I'm going to hang up here. I'm going to get you a link in just a second. We'll both join that room, and then we'll bring it into Switcher. All right?
Perfect.
Cool. I'll holler back at you in a minute. Okay, bye. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we're going to do this and make it a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to bring up my Switcher Studio dashboard. So here is just your dashboard. Anybody who's got an account in the professional plan, in another couple days, you're going to look at your account and you're going to see there's a new tab over here called Extensions. And inside of Extensions, we've got a new feature called Video Chat. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Video Chat. So this is still kind of in our beta release, and we've got most of the controls kind of figured out, and it's really quite simple. Ultimately, you get a link that's set up right here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. And I'm going to go ahead and off to the side, what I'm going to do is send this link to Mark. So I'll send it to Mark. I'm just going to send it with Slack. It's like an internal communication tool we use for the office. And I'm going to say, did you get that? And he's going to tell me yes or no if he did. And so now that Mark's got that, he said, yep, I got it. So I'm going to go ahead and launch video chat. So I'm going to open video chat here. It's just this link. And it's asking me which camera I'd like to use. So I've got the built-in FaceTime camera right here. I'm fine with that because really I'm just going to use this device to communicate with Mark and to be able to hear Mark. So here, let me go ahead and get rid of this. The next thing I'm going to do, because I know this is going to be an issue, is I'm going to unplug this headphone jack because I know I don't want to have that plugged in. So I want the microphone to be the built-in microphone on this computer, and I want the camera to be the FaceTime. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my name. So this is Jimmy. And I'm going to say join the room. And we're waiting for others to join. Hopefully Mark will do the same. I'm going to tell Mark to go ahead and join the room. So Mark should join there any moment now. In the meantime, here's what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and I'll zoom in as close as I can here. So there's a new tab in Switcher in the interface. And what we'll do is we'll tap on video chat here. And so now video chat, what it's going to do is it's going to look through that room that I've set up, and you can see that the participant is there right now, and that's me. I'm in the room currently. Let's see where Mark's at. And Mark's there right now. So now I can see that my name is there listed in the room. Mark, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome.
Hear me.
I can hear you just fine. And also I can see in this, this setup here that Mark is also in the room. So now that I've got these two participants that are seen in the room, actually Mark and I are already having this conversation. It's like we're connected now, but you're only seeing this because my screen is there. But you probably don't hear Mark when he's talking yet. At least if you do, it sounds kind of weird, right? Like go ahead and say something, Mark.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, it's probably
2019 starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow. So it sounds pretty thin. That's because the sound is coming out of this computer and then it's going into the microphone. Well, let's solve this problem right now. We're going to use video chat. When I enable the feature here, it's going to automatically pull the audio from Mark from that room and bring it in. So let me just go ahead and zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to turn that on. So now what I've got is you can hear my voice, right? And you should be able to hear also.
You can hear me now?
Oh yeah, then it should sound a lot better. So basically the sound that is coming from the video chat here is going directly through the cloud into the production. So I've got my source here. I've also got Mark as a source over here. Let me bring up Mark. Here, I'll just take Mark full screen. So Mark, you're on a phone right now. Is that right?
I am. I decided to join via phone because it's so much easier. Just to pull up my phone. You sent me the link on Slack. I literally tapped the link. It opened it in the appropriate browser, and I was immediately able to join in. I got to choose the camera that I wanted to use, whether the front or rear-facing camera. Since I don't have any headphones or anything, it just automatically is using my audio, my built-in microphone on my phone. So I was able to join seconds.
That's awesome. And like I completely, I unplugged this audio. So what you're hearing, or at least what you all should be hearing now, is you're just going to be hearing the audio from the call that we have going on directly from the call. In fact, if you look at the interface, it's got the main microphone input muted. And then I've also got the two sources down here, which is the two participants. It's me and Mark, and that's what you can hear. And if I really wanted to mute Mark or mute myself even, I can just hit mute.
I still hear you.
Yeah, well, Mark can hear me because I'm talking, but it goes out of the audio goes out of the feed. There's also the ability so that if I really wanted to, I could mute myself from the call, but I can bring my audio from here locally back in so that you have the ability to hear my nice microphone. And let's say if I wanted to run some music still, I can still route that into my mixer over here and set that up. So this is like a really, you can do a lot with this now. It's kind of got some automatic behavior set up so that I can still use my built-in microphone and sound nice here, and then I can just hear the audio from Mark's source wherever he is. So this is awesome. Oh, Mark, will you do me a favor? Just go ahead and rotate your phone to the horizontal. So another great thing about this is it really doesn't matter how you're holding your phone. It's going to put it into the right orientation so that your guest can just immediately start joining the call with you. You don't have to download anything special. You don't need to have Switcher Studio on your phone. You've got an Android phone. You can use that and a web browser with the camera on the phone, and you can have them in as a guest doing it that way. So this is a really awesome feature we've been able to add, and it's so much easier. Like, I'm not even worried about the audio or whether or not you can hear, because I can see the meter whenever Mark's talking. I know the mute button sitting right there, and that means he's not muted. It just really takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, and it's just so much more simple to not have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I really like it.
Well, I think the other thing is there's less planning involved as well. If you decided, hey, we're gonna bring someone in on this broadcast at the last second, you don't have to have a mixer and everything set up to do what we were doing earlier with the Skype. You literally can be like, oh, this person is available. You know, I sent them an email an hour before, they didn't get back to me, and then 5 minutes into my broadcast, they got back to me. I can bring them on just simply by shooting them a link, a URL essentially,
yeah,
and they can on the show in 2 minutes, and I don't have any additional audio gear to set up and and to take care of. So I think that's a really cool feature as well. Is just the ability to be flexible and agile.
Yeah, there you go. We use that one a lot. Another cool thing that I think it's going to be interesting to see people using this. So like right now, this camera that we're on, it's my iPhone XR, and it's on a tripod, and I've got a moment lens on it, so it's zoomed in on me. If I wanted to, I could take that camera over there, and I could use that as my remote interview camera. Like if I wanted to be speaking to you, I could talk to you on that. What's great is in Switcher, and I'll kind of go over the shoulder here and try to show, I've got, you can see up here in the top, that's that XR. Down here is my computer screen. This angle right here is actually the FaceTime HD camera. So if I wanted, basically here's the entire call. Like this is the communication that's happening right now between Mark and I. This is everything. So you don't really have to feel like you're losing a device when you switch to something like this. I'm actually like, so my computer now can be basically handle the production. I've got my computer here and I've got an iPad. So I can have my computer being my only camera. It's also being my audio right now. If I go this route now, the computer's handling the audio for me. And it's already pretty good. It's got some noise cancellation on it. And Mark's, the entire thing is happening here just with a computer and an iPad. So I just think this is really great, man. Like it's really awesome what we were able to kind of pull together. I'm really excited to get this released. But yeah, man, and it's really simple. All you need is a link to a web page and your guest can get on. So yeah, super excited for this new feature. Mark, have I wasted enough of your time? Are you still going to be able to get anything done today, or are you?
Yeah, since I have 2 small kids, I've actually been at it since like before 7 o'clock. So I've gotten in almost a full 5 hours so far. But this is always fun. It's always fun to help you out and test some of these things and do it from a couple 1,000+ miles away.
Yeah, Mark's in Seattle. We're in Kentucky, so this whole conversation is happening. It's in real time, and we're far away. So users on the professional plan, please look forward to this. It's going to be released this week. It's coming out. It might be Wednesday or Thursday. Keep checking back, and you're going to have the ability to do this if you're on the professional plan. So, man, this stream's gone on for quite a while, but yeah, thanks, Mark, for joining me on this. I'm going to hang up here, and then I'm going to sign off to everybody else. But thanks for joining. Happy New Year.
Thanks, man. Same to you.
All right, awesome, man. I'll talk to you later on. Later. Cool. So yeah, I mean, and to hang up, ultimately, I just left that video chat room. Actually, Mark's still here, so we can still kind of talk off the air if we wanted to without it going live. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the room, so I'll see you later, man. All right, so now I'm out of the room. There we are. Anyhow, man, a lot of great features that we're really excited to be coming out with this week. We've also got a cool custom tab bar. This entire piece at the bottom of the screen is actually completely customizable now. Here, I'll give you a quick sneak preview. If I zoom in on this area, you can tell it that you want to use specific controls, or you can say, hey, I don't need the audio. I don't need the scoreboard, which is another new feature. And you can just leave it to a few of the vital necessary tabs that you need down there. So this is another one of those features that's going to be coming out that's really great. Another awesome one that I'll kind of just point out since we're sitting here is in the audio tab now. It gives you a label for the source of your audio. So here I've got a USB adapter connected, and it's telling me specifically that, hey, that audio input is your USB adapter. If you had a headset microphone connected, it would tell you that as well. It would tell you right away that you've got the headset mic connected, so it's a really good way of labeling exactly where your sound's coming in from. We're super excited for that. Man, a lot of cool things coming around the bend here in just a couple of days. I think I'm going to hang it up for now. I'm sorry if anybody's been commenting. I haven't been able to get to those things while we're doing this live stream, but just wanted to give you one last video before the end of the year to show you these cool new things, show you how to set up some of this stuff. Hopefully it's something that you'll find useful, something that you can use, and we really want your feedback on it. So with all that being said, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to call it a day. And yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in right now. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Really looking to get those numbers up. We just hit 4,000 recently. Let's see if we can get to 5. Like, what's it going to take? So please help me out there if you can, everybody. Otherwise, have a happy New Year. We'll see you later on.